The following is a fan-based parody. The voices in this video were created by AI tools and do not represent the real-life figures of said voices. Opinions and topics discussed by the characters in question are written purely as satire and do not reflect their real-life counterparts' opinions or the writer's opinion on the matter. The purpose of this video is purely for entertainment. Thanks to all channel members and donators. Your support makes these videos possible. Hello folks, welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Infinite Fusion. We are starting off with another training recap as we show off some new pairings I've gone ahead and put together for this episode. First we have Hoot Hoot and Tentacool, which is a work in progress. Then Mantike and Cofagrigus, and finally the highlight of this group, reversing our Blastoise and Honchkrow fusion.
Damn, that is a literal mob leader who keeps the opera on him. I love it.
This guy has definitely silenced some snitches in his days. He looks like he takes no bull from anyone.
Nobody can deny this is probably a top 3 fusion we've obtained easy. I went ahead and called him Capone. It's the most fitting nickname I could think of.
Solid start. What's next?
I evolved the inferior plane looking Onion Fairy so that it was at least fused with a Marowak. Still no custom sprite on this one, however.
Don't worry, his true form will arise someday. This is merely a fraction of his power available to the human race right now.
Dark Osama clears every day, Joey.
Pretty sick training arc, I must say, Obama.
There's one other thing that I did but forgot to record prior to this episode, so let's show it off with a quick team overview. I actually went ahead and evolved our Mantike fusion into a Cofagtine, which I've nicknamed Zato-1 from the Guilty Gear series. Tell me those hands don't remind you of our good boy Eddie.
I prefer that man and the bed man and Saul Goodman personally. Who else you rocking today?
We've got the femboy Kashimo, the newly acquired Cannon Bomber Capone, the classic boy the Derp, the improved ground elemental hero Osama, and finally that overworked but rightfully underpaid sussy chimp GP.
This might be the most vicious team we have composed all series. Delightfully devilish Obama.
Speaking of steaming some hams, who is ready to receive some super effective Barack shots today?
Hey, yo!
What the tangled Pidgeotto did this grown man just say to me?
Let me share you a secret, my boys. I reached a new level of enlightenment the other day. You see, I tried to shiny hunt a Manaphy in the Generation 4 games. The setup was a freaking nightmare shoutouts Darkrai, and I've hatched over 20,000 eggs. Guess how many shinies I've gotten? 0. That stings. So now I'm going to fulfill my sole purpose in life and literally kill God fused with a pom-pom cheerleading bird. The world shall not stop me.
Hey, Donald, you're good at translating bullshit. What did all of that mean?
I don't know what makes you think that, but all I heard was, I'm so jealous I need somebody to cure my salt like a Garganackle.
That's ironic because that move inflicts pain instead of curing it. Like rubbing salt in a wound.
You're totally right, buddy. I'm so lucky and grateful to have such a terrific friend and the one and only Mr. Kiss Your Sister Mac Blowy Joey. Where would I be without you?
Trying to kill swag. Silence.
I thought you murdered God a second ago?
I see we've got Zesty Barack with us here today. How far are you going to try get through in this episode?
I'll try blitz through the rock tunnel, but we actually have tons of encounters opened up to us now that we have cut, which we will shortly capitalize on. Before that, I just want to address something. A couple of commenters have been complaining that we don't really commentate our gameplay a lot. First, we are still relatively new to the whole Let's Play formula. We are not perfect and always looking for feedback on how to improve the entertainment of our videos. Second, and the main reason, our gameplay is so chucking rock solid like a Rhyperior that we rarely need to talk about it play by play.
9 would disagree on that.
What gameplay? What are you talking about? Isn't this our podcast channel?
Come on, Joe, skipping the pills again? You need to get back to popping them like a Leo.
Who told you I was back on the penis enlargement pills? It's the only way I can get my PP up nowadays.
Bottomtis?
Too much info there, Joe.
Anyways, yeah, so pretty much we will make a conscious effort to try and talk about what's on the screen. Our editor tells us this all the time too, we just never listen to him because he's a 6-foot midget.
I mean, look at that Pawk Reno. A mid-stage with a custom sprite. Now that's insane in the freaking membrane.
Insane in the, yeah, that's actually a cool little thing.
Back to speaking half sentences, I see. Reminds me of our debate the other night.
Oh, you guys had a fight? I'm totally not hitting the shmoney dance right now. How did it go?
Not great for Dementia Joe over here. My boy was stuttering more than Scarlet and Violet. I swear on Jaw.
He threatened me with a dual mag pack-a-punch gallo.
Not you directly, to be fair.
Hold that thought for a second, Dick Toffin. First encounter of the episode, let's get it.
It's Dog's brother. Dog's brother. Woof woof. Woofity woofity.
Well, Suigoon is definitely better than Entei because its defenses are more reliable. What do you think, Donald?
Arf, 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 arf!
I really should have expected that. Well, if you were able to catch a legendary doggo with just 3 balls back in Sapphire Joe, I should have no problem with this guy. I've got like 50 healed balls or something. This thing is ours.
What nickname are you thinking for him? I'm sure it will be a temporary one, but just curious.
I think I'll call him Brody, the blue dinosaur squishmallow. I always wanted one, but could never seem to get my hands on him.
Are you sure you don't want me to perform the ball's incantation, Barack?
That has a serious effect on your life force, which we all know you can't afford to lose much more of.
But I will live for eternity.
Better to be safe than sorry. It's fine, I've got this. You two go take a breather or something while I snag this thing no XD.
Alrighty then. I'm going to pull up the Steam Summer Sale while you secure this thing.
OMG, share your screen, Joe. Let's see if there's any cool 2-player games we can grab on offer.
You'll be fine, Barack. You are the strongest after all.
Yeah, the strongest.
Hey, Barack. Sorry that took 2 hours. Wait.
Have you still not caught this thing?
Almost there, almost there, almost there.
Incredibly sus, but. Match up, munchies. You only had 2 balls left. What in the bay leaf happened?
This is the one. This ain't the one. Almost there, I promise.
Jesus criminy.
Repeat ball. Smoke this meganium. Like how I just smoked that P.A.C.A.
What?
Did you just say you're back on that Crow Gunk Skunk Pack? What the hell, dude?
Screw health implications. We've got more pressing matters to talk about. You had 53 chances to catch this guy and you failed? My brother, you are a disgrace. How can you allow that to happen?
I was going through more withdrawals than a freaking Squirtle. Back down. You two pushed me to this level. Never forget it.
Damn, I really wanted that water-walking doggy.
Trust me, Donald, everybody and their 2 mothers were hoping we would capture him.
Let me just head back to the Mount Moon Observatory to replenish those heal balls.
So am I right to say Fraud Bomber's 100% twat form is back in action?
Listen, guys, let me cook. I've literally never felt better about my plays. I promise you, I won't lose anybody ever again in this playthrough.
I'm not falling for that, but if you say it changes your nature to calm, then put your money where your mouth is and prove yourself this episode. It has been a hot minute since you've hit up a sacred fire, but you better stay sharper than a bird might.
Hey, look, guys, I should probably watch for the Dragon Rage because it'll annihilate me in 2 shots, right? Bah-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha.
Barack, stop tempting the game seriously. Your history with that move is on the same legacy as the beef between Groudon and Kyogre, so stop calling it out.
The Dragon Rage and Barack rivalry goes back further than Vegeta's hairline. Weavile looking ass.
Stop getting pissed off, you angry Agrons. Most of our team has about 80 hit points by now, so it would take at least 3 Dragon Rages to knock them down now.
It's actually funny you mentioned that about the Weavile Joe. Didn't we recently?
Hush, Donnie, hush.
Say, Chucklecucks, how did your bestie day or whatever go last week? You went to revitalize yourselves in a hot spring, was it?
It was fine, but that's when we actually got into that teeny bit of an argument on the way there. Joe said Shining Pearl was better than its counterpart, but I told him Brilliant Diamond was leaps and bounds ahead. It's insane the amount of detail that went into the D game and how fascinating its world and mechanics turned out. I can't remember a darn thing about the Pearl remake. It's hard to recall a single memorable moment.
Now hold on there, Trump. Shining Pearl's ecosystems and environments are a lot more appealing than Diamonds, and I will die on that hill. There's just a certain magic and atmosphere that it captures that Dialga's game can't replicate. The exclusive Pokemon are just breathtaking. Have you seen that sexy thing called Teddiursa? The 2 couldn't be more distinct from each other, and it is 1000% in Pearl's favor.
They're the fucking same game, you iggly buff idiots. You're fantastic politicians. You both just said a whole load of nothing. So you canceled the trip?
Well, I tried selling the coupons to Snoop. He said, why would I want tickets to Chillax at my own hot spring? It was quite confusing, honestly.
Oh, that smoke-blowing and ill-flowing Torkoal.
Speaking of, the conversation got quite heated. So much, in fact, we ended up having a live debate on CNN over it.
Oh, really? Tell me more, tell me more.
Well, here's the idea. I got this idea, and the idea is that this idea, with the idea is my idea that Miss Magius.
Joe, it's okay. I don't have your family at gunpoint behind the cameras anymore. You can form your sentences like normal again.
Thanks, sucker.
No problem, loser.
At least this ducking duck is dead.
I still don't see why you would want a Farfetch fused with anything, but hey, at least the sprite work was cool.
Hey, looky guys, it's Chomp Chomp, my pride and Nurse Joy. Wouldn't it be tragic if he whipped up a fierce Dragon Rage right now? Cra-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha.
If he didn't hit himself in confusion, I actually would have high jump kicked your left thigh, Obama. I swear on my grassy ass waifu Serena.
She ain't as thick as the loving Lilligant, so miss me with that putrid mess Joey.
Oh yeah? How would it make you feel if you knew I used Bloom Doom on a little sweet Sawaddle last night, huh? Where's your thick goddess now?
Someone get me a Rotom Mow so I can shred every other grass type in existence pronto. Wait, scrap that. Switch him to heat so I can cause even more pointless forest fires. That'll help.
Who the fuck is that Pokemon? It's Pal King. Finally made it past all those trainers. Before anybody says it, this is still Route 9, so we don't have a new encounter. Once we get Surf, we can catch 2 new wild Pokemon down south on Route 10 and the power plant respectively.
Aw man, that's so long away.
Hold on, I've spotted a cut tree just below prior to entering the center. Mayhaps we can access some grass early?
Certainly a possibility, Doland. Let me just speak to these mere peasants before we have a goosey gander.
This chick is saying that this rock tunnel place is darker than a Zorua. We do have the Flash HM, don't we?
We do indeed, Joe, but for a man who has played through Red and Blue hundreds of times or whatever it was, you seem to forget a lot about the Kanto region.
What are you talking about? This is a new area added to the game. This wasn't in Generation 1.
Bro, moment.
Oh, looky here. We have early access to the power plant as well. Guess it's time for another 2 unexpected potential team members.
Stop for a sec. Why am I craving a cheeky Mackers all of a sudden?
Nothing new there. Now let me clutch.
What did I say about Vegeta earlier? Pretty sure the letter M was based off of his forehead. Rumor has it God created the horizon after analyzing how far back the Saiyan prince's hairline went.
Joe, you can't say anything. Every time I look at your forehead, I can see the day of my own birth. An onyx could lie across that thing with room to spare. I don't want to hear it.
Come on, Donald. Don't be so mean to Joe's receding hairline. If I had a face that ugly, I'd be running away from it too.
Hey Bardock Chokebama, how many balls you got?
I've got 100 hanging heel balls, 9 plump premier balls, and 2 of the biggest dusk balls you've ever seen, baby.
Well, I think I speak for both of us here in the call, as well as the definitely subscribed audience when I say we don't have time to watch this vile creature break out of its spherical prison hundreds of times. You have my permission to kill him now since we know you can't capture for shit.
Dragon rage me. Veggia.
We are going to be here a while, aren't we?
Anyways, yeah, I'll catch this pimp and call him Vegeta. Not only has he got the whack-ass hairline, but he's blue like his iconic Saiyan armor and has a tail.
Did Yajirobe cut off yours too, Barack?
Nope. I voluntarily cut mine off because I was getting enough tail as it was from Joe Mama.
God damn.
Joe's mama is so fat and always sticking out her tongue, I call her Thicky Thicky.
Yeah, that checks out.
Strange response, but not as strange as Barack actually being competent enough to catch something in this video.
This is the type of skill you achieve when you hit that Quilava equilibrium. Even though we just met this guy, he looks sort of naked without the cape, so I'm going to keep that and the scepter.
I can't explain it any more than you just did, but it makes sense for some reason.
I suppose it fits the prince's regal appearance, too.
With a typing of Dragon Ice, he's got a whopping 5 weaknesses. That's not great, but at least he looks cooler than Baxcalibur's stubby ass. I say we box him until we can evolve him further.
Although he's a decent mid-game pick with the guaranteed 40 damage on Dragon Rage, don't forget that.
We haven't had a Zapdos in our journey, so now's your chance, Barack.
I wonder what's in that Master Ball down there? Also, when will you remember the encounters or randomize Joe?
Are you sure? They don't seem too different so far.
Ah yes, who could forget soloing Blue with the Haunch Toys back in '97?
Trevenant fusions apparently go crazy in this game. I'm not too sure what we could cook up with a Wigglytuff, but there's got to be some cool combos with him.
More importantly, how are you planning on weakening this thing without schmurdering him to Tim Fuck 2 and back?
Easy, Donnie. Just rip the crispest willest of the wispus and sizzle this pizzle. Faux rizzle.
Translation: let the burn drain his health slowly.
I can't imagine this thing has a high capture rate, so this should be another guarantee. But this is Fraud Bomba we are talking about, folks, so temper flare your expectations. Anyone else think Phantom's signature move is pointless? It just adds the grass type to the enemy, which is cool that it can create triple typings, but it doesn't do any damage, so it's just a waste of a turn.
Fun fact, if we use Forest Curse on our Dragon and Ice Vegeta we caught earlier, it would become weak to 10 types. That's the most weaknesses a Pokemon can achieve in these games.
Top 5 reasons proving the Infinite Fusion series is scripted. How did you just have that knowledge ready to recite?
Who doesn't read through the Bulbapedia trivia sections when they're bored? We caught another Jiggly boy in an electrical-powered dungeon, so I'm going to call him Cheap Cuck. You're welcome, Joey.
Cheap cock! Cheap cock!
This guy's a cheap cock. Mother cucker.
All right, hobos, and you majestically pink slow bros, let's finally get a start on the rock tunnel.
Let's get hype. An annoying dark damp cave that has wild Pokemon every 5 steps, trainers every corner, and probably worthless items that sell for pitiful amounts of Pokédollars. How could it get any worse?
You're correct. This shall prove to be one of our most difficult ventures yet, mainly because our marts don't have healing potions, so the team and health that we start with is all we have.
I knew it was too good to be true. The incoming death montage is just what we needed today.
This shall be a true test of attrition, patience, and hopefully super luck to help us survive without letting the party drop dead.
Thank the Lord Mac Chicken that it's you in the driver's seat, Barack. If you had passed this on to Sleepy Joe for this episode, I could see Capone getting a golden cap popped in his ass.
They call me Mr. No Deaths for a reason, you hairy mama.
Nobody calls you that, dry skin daddy.
I wouldn't worry, as Capone has proved his worth this episode in spades. His water guns must be actual 44 magnums because the air gets gloomy when he shoots.
Well, Barack, it's about time you pull out the heater called the derp and let it flash.
That was almost worth a freaking bars drop, but he ain't a fire type, so you just missed the mark, Joe.
Give him props, Barack. The derp has the fiery tail, so the word heater is still a double.
No, I respect it. If he handed out a freaking bars compliment every episode, it would devalue its meaning.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, Mittens is back, guys, rejoice!
Wait, you actually had a cat called Mittens? I thought that was a quirky joke back in episode 3. You're telling me it was true?
There, buddy, everything will be okay. Daddy's gonna capture you in a confined spherical home where you will remain safe. I'll feed and water you every day, I promise.
This isn't one of your plans from the field you used to work in, Barack. Get it together. You're obviously feeling a lot of emotions right now, so catch this thing first. Then we will discuss whether it'll be dinner or a team member.
I like the former.
Mittens, 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 mittens.
Is anyone else seeing the irony in the fact the first part of Remo Peon sounds like Rom, and Barack calls him Mittens? Mitt Romney?
To think if he won that election instead, the president's play genre would be dominated by 3 hilarious white dudes. Look at what you took from us, Obama.
It would have been too funny as flute white boys in their pet gumshoes. Don't put yourself to our supreme level.
I think it's time for a comment question. But before I ask it, I just want to say I was surprised at who the #1 answer was for last week. It wasn't even close. Donald asked you guys who your favorite starter was, and the winner was not Charmander, Froakie, or Mudkip. It was actually Bulbasaur, which was a bit of a thunder shock.
I mean, I like the little guy, but I didn't know so many people loved him to that degree.
Guess he's #1 in the Pokédex and is a fan favorite. Quite a coincidence.
Moving along to today's question. Viewers, what is your favorite status condition? Mine is burn, because it's arguably the most fair one out of the lot. Having your physical attack can tear down your choice banded monster, but special shooters are still good to go. The residual damage is consistent, doesn't build up over time, and isn't a major killer. If you get burnt, it'll hurt, but you can still overcome it if you handle the situation right. As Joe says, you better have burn heal.
That's because I've got more roast than Season 1 Ash Ketchum.
Okay, no, he was an uncontested beast in his own right.
I'm getting there. I'll just say sleep and pass the mic. We all know why.
We are aware you're a sleep percent runner, but explain in terms of Pokemon why you love it, Joe.
It's just super powerful. There's nothing quite like it. Completely immobilizing your opponent's Pokemon is the best thing you can do in any given situation. You can freely set up, attack, or switch out, and have a very high chance of gaining the upper hand. I do admit the games need to implement some sort of sleep clause like they do on the battle simulators, because in some randomizers and Battle Frontier battles, you can have your whole team stuck in a napping loop with no way out.
I'm going with an unexpected answer, but I'm sure many will agree on Frostbite. The exclusive Legends Arceus condition that acts like burn, but lowers the affected monster's special attack instead. As you said, Obama, it's not an inherently broken status by any means, just a nice stable damage over time to inflict on the enemy. However, the main reason it's my favorite is because it fixes the worst condition of them all. Freeze.
Well, I know who just bought a new printer, because that is straight up facts.
A 10% chance to just completely fuck you over?
Faint attack won't kill us here, right?
It was nice knowing you, Ed Boy.
Brock, get it together, man. You just started this dungeon. Don't be so reckless.
Burn, baby, burn.
Miss more Infernos.
Well, I seem to be in rather a rickle of a pickle right now. Maybe the editor can save me from this reckoning.
Pawniard has a respectable 85 attack stat, whereas Rayquaza has a whopping 150. No matter what way it averages or skews, this dude is going to be whacking it hard, no homo.
Wow, so now it's gay to go ham on your own Lechonk. What has society come to?
Nothing to worry about. 2 shots of Aura Sphere and this guy is taking an early exit to Lavender Town. Say what's up to that deadbeat Marowak for us.
Okay, normally I let these comments sizzly slide by, but what is bro yapping about?
Wait a second, Reggie inbound. I'm just going to pull my Porky Oinkalogne. I'll be back when I'm done. All right, I'm back. Please continue, Donald.
That ghostly figure is one of the most respected Pokemon in the entire series for how it literally died trying to protect its baby Cubone. You can't go around saying they were a deadbeat. The fans won't take that well.
I mean, I get it. We don't necessarily know if they were a good parent, but statistically, some of them would have mistreated their children, right?
He's got a point. We don't know if that Marowak was a caring mother or a neglectful one. In the Pokemon Origins anime, the baby Cubone is seen wearing somebody's skull in a flashback prior to its mother dying, so maybe it was adopted. Food for thought?
I'll take food for 200, please.
Okay, I take it back. That's enough talk about child abuse or whatever Joe gets up to on a Thursday. I'm trying to win here.
It's every Sunday at 7:56 a.m. Get it right.
You know, if you weren't so lazy, Barack, you would backtrack to the center right now while it's still early in this labyrinth. Although knowing you, you've probably memorized the map layout prior to this episode.
I know I have, but Joe certainly hasn't.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
Oh, nothing. Just look at Koshimo Dai.
Broke Bama, you're acting weird again. I'm going to start calling you Gen 5 because I don't like this.
Hey, the two of us make up black and white, I just realized.
Weird? You're calling me weird of all people? The most solid legend out of the three of us call me Reggie Cock.
And now he's trying to become a rap god. This episode is as good as over.
Doesn't Selenia sound like a salad dressing or something? Pass me the Selenia sauce, mother.
What would you know about salads?
These funks are getting pwned by Capone. Oh, what a twist of fate he has in store, just like you both.
And now he's speaking that cryptic, unknown language.
We only speak Presidentinese on this channel. Remember, Barack?
Ah, yes, I shall work on it for next week. Scurry, you too.
Wait, what?
Are you ending the episode like a...
Oh my good goody, this is about to get funny. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to keep these episodes going and flowing, as that support means more than anything to our editor. Have a fantastic weekend, and we will be back very soon. So long.